Hardman. My sister is Lexi Hardman, so some of y'all probably know her. And my mom teaches at the elementary school. So.
I'm Elizabeth Adams. I'm a senior at Pickens High School.
I'm Grady Pearson. I'm a junior at Pickens High School.
I'm Kaylee Jent, and I'm a senior at Pickens High School.
Well, thank you. It's good to have leadership, it's the youth leadership. And we've got three more. Gentlemen, come on in. You're on camera, by the way. Don't sit down. I want y'all to introduce yourselves as you come in.
I'm Sam Barber.
All right. What grade you in, Sam?
11th.
He's in 11th, junior.
I'm Andrew. I'm in 11th grade. Andrew Olson.
All right.
I'm Boone Goodman. I'm in 10th grade.
It's good to have y'all here, and I'd like to welcome you to youth leadership here. Pardon? Yeah. All right, we're getting down. Is there anyone else coming in your group? It should be. All right.
So Brian, if we have the video, I'm sorry.
To the agenda, under addition, under the consent agenda, item E2. Item E2. And under new business, item A3. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah. Be under 3.
Number 3 under item 10, under E, I'm sending through those deletions.
Item A is the self-help proclamation, and then item F, and then under item F. Can I get a move to approve those amendments to the agenda?
Second.
Have a move and a second, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item number 4, the approval of the agenda. Can I get a move to approve the agenda?
Second.
Have a move and second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. At this time, we go to item number 5 under employee recognition. Normally this is an item Miss Denny operates. She's got 2 of the employees that are not here out for training, but she has got 2, I think, that hopefully will be here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We are very proud of our long-term employees, so it's always fun, my honor to give out the service awards. I don't see Jennifer Jordan. Okay. Betty Jones. And Betty is with elections, the election office, and she's been with us 20 years, so thank you, Betty.
Yay, Betty.
Yes, and I don't see John Nicholson tonight.
He's in training.
Okay.
He's out of town.
All right, Angela Allen, probation. No. Angela's been with us 10 years. Barbara Bryant, 10
Barbara.
years. Road department.
She's out sick.
We just take one in.
The important one.
All right, the important.
The one for 20 years.
That's right. That's right. That's a big deal.
That helps.
Thanks, Betty. Now, item 5, employee recognition, that brings us down to number 6 under finance report. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Faye Hart.
Okay, so this is the finance report for, the period ending March 31st. That's 3 months of our 2016 fiscal year, and the expenditure budgets should be at 25% or less. Let's start with the revenue. The total revenue collected through, March 31st was $3,185,326, and that's 13.37% of our, total revenue budget. For under general government functions, the expenditures are $631,018, and that is 20%. One function on that, the general government buildings is slightly over, it's at 26.8. We've been doing some renovations on the building just across the way that is gonna be a rental, and also on the EOC building. And, so that's why that's over budget just a little bit. We'll go to the judicial, and the judicial, expenditures so far is $645,637, and that's 19.03%. Under public safety, total expenditures are $2,535,531, and that's 20.86. And the variance on there is the EMA budget, which is, due to the code red amount that we pay in January each year. It's a large portion of that budget. But overall, public safety is under budget. Okay, now we'll go to, public works, and their expenditures are $614,438. That's 21.97%. The health department, the senior center, and the MATS program, the expenditures are $139,309, which is 17.63%. Under culture and recreation, the expenditures are $173,595, and that's 18.69% of that budget. Under housing and development, the total spend is $124,488, and that's 20.5%. So overall, general fund expenditures through the end of March are $4,864,018, and that is 20.42%. So that is, it's a little bit more than 4.5% under budget, which is very good for this time of year. The enterprise funds for the water department, their expenditures are $226,902, which is 10.98%. The airport is $9,172, and that's 24%. And line item budgets and reports went out to the department heads and elected officials on April the 14th, and I have all those if you would like to review them anytime. Any questions? Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Fay. All right, Ms. Deborah, that brings us down to item number 7 on the consent agenda. Item A on the consent agenda, we signed the National Donate Life Month proclamation. That was through LifeLink. Number B, we signed the Child Abuse Awareness Month proclamation. That is for have something on the first day of April 2016 for the month of April. All right, item C, we signed the Sexual Assault Awareness Proclamation. D, we signed the Health Fair Proclamation. And then E, we signed a service agreement for operation of Pickens County Transportation, which is the MATS bus, between Pickens County Board of Commissioners and the North Georgia Community Action Incorporated. And this is that contract here. Did y'all get a copy of the contract? I want to read that tonight if you go to bed after you sleep.
They probably already did.
Yes. All right, Ms. Deborah, that brings us down to item number 8 under old business. Deborah, do we have any old business?
None.
All right, that brings us under item 9, new business. Recreation Department and drink vendor. Seth, I'm gonna turn it over to you. You'll give them two a heads up on what you and Mr. Jones, Brian Jones, is taking care of down at the rec center on regard to the drinks.
Yes. As of May 31st, our current contract with the drink vendor, which is Coca-Cola Enterprise, ends. We have been doing some due diligence, Brian and myself. We've been looking at Pepsi and Coca-Cola. We've gotten proposals from both. And Pepsi has come in and they have given us a better proposal. They have offered us lower prices, more services, more vending machines throughout the park so we can better serve the public. And they have offered us a better rebate system that will in turn bring the county some more money on commission. Within that, we're currently with Coke. When we talked to them, they've offered a 3-year contract again, and we were looking for a 1-year contract. And Pepsi has offered us a 1-year contract as well. So Brian and myself's recommendation would just to be, if we could move with Pepsi, we would prefer to do that.
And the contract that you have now runs out May 31st?
May 31st. We can roll out with either vendor, whatever the board's decision is. We can continue on June 1st, or start with Coke, or start with Pepsi on June 1st as well.
And they're gonna maintain the machines and keep them full, or do y'all have to do that?
They are full service except for what we order for the concession stand. We'll stock the concession stand and sell, but all of the vending machines are full service by Pepsi. They do all the upkeep, maintenance, stock, and then they will write the county a check for all the commissions.
The signs and all that are out there around the park and in the recreation center, be changed out at no expense, or is the county gonna have some money in that?
If we change those out, under the old contract, years ago, Coke donated those scoreboards. The Recreation Department now owns the scoreboards. Pepsi of LJ said that they would completely they would take Pepsi, their signs, and put them on all the scoreboards and all the signs out throughout the park at no cost to us. They would do that from the Pepsi and LJ.
All right. Any other questions from Mr. Seth? All right, and I guess we would like to go ahead, since the contract winds up May 31st, to go ahead and vote on this evening.
Yes, sir.
All right. Only thing I see that needs to be changed is the agreement start date and the agreement end date. Think anything else? I don't foresee anything else going to be a problem. Can you put an amendment to that, or do we need to go back? Okay. All right. Mr. Lamb says he can fix that addendum on the start date and finish date on this thing to get it equalized with our fiscal year policy. And I don't think it'll be an issue with Pepsi with the fiscal year policy of the county to match up with the date that they've got on here.
Yes, sir.
That being said, I need to move in a second to go ahead and approve for the signature of this contract.
So moved.
I've moved in a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye. Aye. None opposed, thank you. All right, thank you, Seth. Right under item 10, action items. A, approve the minutes. Item number 1, regular board meeting, March 17th, 2016. Need a move in a second to approve those minutes. So moved.
Second.
I'm moving second to approve those minutes. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let me saying aye. Aye. None opposed, thank you. And then item number 2, the work session on April 7th, 2016, and moving second to approve those minutes to that meeting.
Second.
Moving second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. None opposed, thank you. All right, that brings us down to under item B, under rezone request. We have a rezone request, RZ-02-16-119. Eddie Goodwin submitted an application to rezone 5.13 acres of property located on Gibson Trail, Jasper, Georgia. The 5.13 acres is surveyed portion of the existing larger tract of 28.75 acres of land. The smaller surveyed portion is adjacent to the Gibson Trail Road frontage. The current use listed for the total is 28.75 acres in agriculture. Mr. Godwin would like to rezone the survey portion of this property, 5.13 acres to small agriculture, which is SA, to this smaller area would conform with the land use codes and could be subdivided from the larger parent parcel 039-025 if approved. The intent is for Mr. Goodwin to build a single-family residence for his future home. A public hearing was held on the 11th of April 2016 regarding the application of the Pickens County Commissioners meeting room for the Pickens County Planning Commission. After reviewing the application, receiving the staff report to be approved, and listening to the testimony from both the applicant and the public, Pickens County Planning Commission voted 7 yes and 0 no to approve the rezone request on this 5.13 acre parcel contained on this tax map. All right, I need a move and a second to, since they approved, I need a move and a second to approve or deny. How do y'all want it?
So moved.
Second.
Move to approve? All right, have a move and a second to approve. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye. None opposed, thank you, it has been approved. All right. That brings us down to item number 2 under D on the rezone of the RZ 03-16-1196. Pickens County, Canton Road, Jasper. Pickens County Service as an applicant submitted an application to correct zoning based on the identified commercial tract of wild timber subdivision from the 2006 final plat. The property is 5.13 acres also. How's that? Located in the north corner of the intersection of Canton Road and Warren Crossroads, Jasper, Georgia. The current use listed for the property is suburban residential. Pickens County would like to correct the zoning for the identified commercial tract for final plat recording in 2006. In addition to the final plat, county staff found documentation noting that this 5.13 acre tract was split off from wild timber subdivision in 2006. It was requested by the then property owner to be listed for highway business. If approved for HB use district, the intent for the property is to be utilized as commercial. A public hearing was held on April 11th regarding the application in the Pickens County Planning Commission's meeting room for the Pickens County Planning Commission. After reviewing the application, receiving the staff report stating that the staff had no obligations, and listening to the testimony from staff and the public, the Pickens County Planning Commission voted 5 yes and 0 no to deny the rezone request of the 5.13 acre parcel contained on tax map 065-002-003. All right, they voted 5 yes and 0 no to deny the request of that particular parcel. I need a move and a second to approve or deny.
Move to follow the commission's recommendations.
And that would be to deny, okay?
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
Is that, does that back up to timber property?
It does,
And it's on 05?
that's correct.
Okay. Second.
Okay, we have moved and a second to deny. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Just have them sign. All right. That brings us down to item number C under paving contract. We opened the bids on Friday, April 8, 2016, at 1 o'clock in Suite 149. We had 3 companies that did the bidding, that did the bidders. One of them was C.W. Matthews. Both had a bond. The amount of his bid was $896,820.45. Next company we had bid on the project was Blount, or Blunt, however you want to pronounce it, B-L-O-U-N-T. Bond was, yes, he had a bond. His bid amount was $831,248. And then the next bid under that was Johnson Paving. Did have a bond, and his amount was $735,748.94. We have got these bid packages here if y'all review them, but they have been reviewed. And pretty well Johnson Paving, we've used all three companies in the past, but Johnson Paving's come in low bidder. And this is in regard to, let's see, item number 1 North Station Street. Number 2, South Station Street. Number 3, North Railroad Street. Number 4, South Railroad Street. Number 5, Spruce Pine Street. Number 6, Cameron Way. 7, Rapid Town Road. 8, Starkville Street. 9, Trestle Road. 10, Newtown Road. 11, Clinic Road. 12, Christian Avenue. 13, Prince Street. 14, Fitz Road. 15, Cowart Mountain Road. 16, Bruce Drive. 17, Bluebird Trail. 18, Sparrow Lane. 19, Brown Thrasher Court. 20, Oriole Trace. And those are the roads that were being bid upon. I need a move and a second to approve for Johnson Paving, to get the big bid package for that project area.
As far as what we're gonna be doing, what are we gonna be paving?
Right now, this is what we're subbing out to do around Tate. That's Tate, Cowart Mountain, and, there's Cowart Mountain, Fitz Road, and it's got surface on it now that's in really bad shape. Well, we have the equipment there, finished up Henderson Mountain, hit Pettit, then we're moving the equipment over to, Old Federal, and, Lawson Federal, and Fortner Road, and, try to get those finished up.
Is this the list that our citizens group prioritized?
It was in the master 5 or 6 year plan when we started here year before last, on how we're gonna do it, weather permitting, to try to get these projects done in certain areas. Granted, I'd love to pave everybody's street that year, but you can't do it, you have to break them down in 5-year increments.
What about Cove Road? Obviously, I get a lot of calls about Cove Road.
Cove Road is in it, but the structure of Cove Road at this time, even though the sides are breaking off just a little, is in better shape than these roads or some other roads we're gonna get to before Cove Road. I've got it, and we monitor them along with the DOT engineer that comes over and helps us with these, to help monitoring the roads. We try to catch them up as quickly as we can. That's why we're going back, and even though the county's gonna be using our equipment on the bigger roads, we're stubbing out some of the smaller ones to get the process going. These particular roads here, some of these haven't been touched in 53 years, so they're all, and granted, all roads are bad.
Discriminating against Tate,
I don't know about that, but, their roads are in dire need of it.
oh, I'm sure.
I'll make a motion to accept Johnson.
Johnson Paving.
Second.
Have a move and second to accept Johnson Paving. Any further discussion? None being, all that fair, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right. Now,
D is the one that was on the little slip of paper
Yeah.
to delete that one.
D is
I'll do
the,
more research on that.
yeah, we were gonna talk about the fee schedule revision request on things, but we had some items come up that we wanna tweak in on those fee revisions, so Richard has asked us to postpone that until he has a little more time to look at that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So we can table that motion there if y'all so desire. Now, that brings us down to item E, upgrade to access control system. Ms. Fay, is it, this access control system, have y'all got the paperwork on that? Access control system is the group of companies, especially one particular, that we get into these buildings here and into the courtroom for key fobs and our scan pads. The company that originally put them in are still in business, but the computer software, everything that handles that equipment is no longer available and cannot be upgraded. So we're going to have to do an upgrade to that system. So these are the prices for the upgrade of the access control. There's two different items here. We can either go wired system or wireless readers. Now, the wiring that we've got is what's called a Cat 5 system that we've got already pre-wired on a lot of this stuff. So a lot of the wiring is already in. They just replace the units themselves and the computer setup, the way it's set up. The wireless readers, they're going to run looks like about, $80 more, thereabout. So it's a, getting this on that one.
Yeah, what are you looking at? Upkeep and all for the wiring system.
Right now, if anything goes down, we have no way to repair it, because nobody offers that older equipment anymore. Anything that gets over 5 years old, you're at the mercy. So I guess what I'm asking, I need a move a second to approve to go ahead with the upgrade, to the access control system, which will be, either we can go wired or wireless readers, whichever one. About $80 difference, $80 difference. It all depends on what they hardwire is better, but if it's to a point where you can't get any wiring to it, it has to be replaced and not go to wireless. So you can go either or. All right, need a move and a second to approve that.
So moved.
Have a move and a second, any further discussion? None being all that favor, let those saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. All right, item F, vote on the cost of continuing grant proposals. Diane, you want to explain to the other two commissioners what
I will.
you've been dealing with?
And also, and thank y'all for an opportunity to do this. I think y'all know that we actually save our counties about $1 million a year with the fact that our volunteers are actually our guardian ad litems for our children that are in foster care. So what I did is I put together our last 10 years, and some graphs so you can see exactly what we're doing. We have right now currently 77 volunteers. Our numbers, lady, on that. Court-appointed special advocates, we actually serve as the guardian ad litems and the voice of the child in court. And one of the things, and we're autonomous from DFACS, our Department of Family and Children's Services, but they're partners with us for the children that we're serving. The good thing is our CASA volunteers do see those children more often because DFACS is overloaded, as we know. And frankly, we are now. We've taken in more and more children. Since the first of the year, we have averaged a child coming into care each day since first of the year. We had 8 children, and I'm talking about our judicial circuit, not just Pickens County. I want to thank y'all for the fact that y'all have been our fiscal agent for our program, and that helps out tremendously. The grant that I'm asking for continuation on is our Promoting Safe and Stable grant. It's a federal grant. It's administered through Department of Human Services. We've been receiving this funding since 2002. It's not really a continuation grant because each year it's new. Each year I have to write a new grant proposal. Last year, since they cut the maximum that you could ask for in federal money, I wrote 2 grants. I pulled our Family Drug Court grant out and had to write 2 grants to have the same amount of money. One of the good things about this grant is they're good about paying. We do submit monthly reports, and then they in turn reimburse us. So the grants will be the maximum on the big grant is $75,000. Cash match is 25%, and the smaller grant will be around $45,000.
Who does the cash match? Is that divided up between all 3 counties?
Yes, it is. It's divided up between all 3 counties, and then Georgia CASA portion on the rest of it.
Is there any increase in the cash match from last year to this year? And have the other commissioners from the other counties said anything about it?
No, and we haven't asked for an increase in over 12 years, so it's remained the same amount. Oh, you're welcome. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. It's not Diane Scoggins, it's a program. So, if Do y'all have any questions?
You do a great service. Thank you very much.
Like, it's our volunteers that do the job that they do. So if you see a CASA volunteer, please thank them. And also, we are continuously recruiting. We're training seven people now. But, for the first time since I've been, working with CASA, we have 31 cases that we don't have signed because we don't have enough volunteers. Some of our volunteers have 3 cases. So we're doing CASA orientations right now. We just did one in Big Canoe and, one in, Blue Ridge and one in Eljo. So we will have a new training class that will start June the 6th. And we train 4 times a year, and we're down looking at a flex training where if somebody can't, if they work full-time and can't come to 40 hours of classroom training, then we are trying to figure out how we can get that educational component in. And then they have to have 10 hours of courtroom observation. They have to be screened and trained, and then they're sworn in as officers of the court. So it's not like being a soccer mom.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for that information. Pickens County handles a lot of grants as we're both aware of, and we're just trying to want to get these other commissioners involved and how this process works and what we have to do with it, because Pickens County has to, when it's fronting the money up, to work with the other 2 counties on that part. So I need a move and second. Do y'all have any issues with that or have any other questions? All right, I need a move and second to approve me to go ahead and re-sign that grant for another year.
Second.
I move and second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye. Aye. None opposed, thank you, Diane. And thank you for coming down. I know it's pretty
And you
good
don't
trip.
mind if we have the Appalachian Children's Center telethon is going on
Uh-huh.
ETC 3, so it's from 6 to 9 tonight, so.
I'd rather be there than where I'm.
I know, I hear where you're going to, so, and thank y'all. And if I can answer any questions, I'll be glad to.
Thank you, Diane. All right, that brings us down to item number 11, guests and comments. Have anybody got any comments? Bart would always have a comment. Yes, Bart?
Yeah, just a couple questions, Rob. On the paving that you approached, approximately how many miles are those roads that you mentioned? You know,
I can't remember. John, we get them for you Monday. John Nixon had all those miles because we had to turn them in, and it's not on the bid package.
That's on the tonnage, I think, of asphalt.
yeah.
Yeah, because see, some of us, well, what they do, they really don't concern themselves with the miles, they do with the tonnage.
Okay.
The asphalt. And, but Mr. Nixon has got that, and that's where the pricing comes in, is the tonnage. Now, why they do it that way, that's the way they did it last year that way.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the miles, it's the tonnage of the asphalt that you use. And I guess it's make it simpler, because some of the roads like around here are 12 feet wide, some of them are 24 feet wide.
Okay,
So
so
you don't know.
that makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well. Any further? No.
If nobody else is gonna say anything, yeah. On the access control system upgrade, do you have approximate cost of what that would be?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I mentioned.
No, you didn't. You mentioned cost, and then you didn't mention the number.
It was, for the wired unit was $6,113.85. For the wireless readers was $6,194.97.
That's not bad at all.
All right.
And
Yes,
just
sir.
One more quick comment.
3 strikes and you out.
This is my 3rd strike, but you introduced all the youth leadership, and then when we were finished with the Pledge of Allegiance, there was one fella that snuck in late that I'd like to see. You know, they can all point them out to us, get up and introduce himself.
Well, I was afraid you was gonna think you was the one in youth leadership.
No.
Young man, get up and introduce yourself. Sorry I missed you.
Hello, I'm Wesley Shelton.
And what grade are you in?
12.
12.
Thanks for being here.
And where are you going to school at?
Kennesaw State.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, any further comments? Bart, what do you got?
I'll let you go. I know where we're going after this, so.
Oh, man. Well, young men and women, I want to thank y'all for being here. does the progress office have any comment?
I'll just call you later.
That's all right. That's okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for coming. Y'all have a safe weekend and be safe and careful. You kids be careful going home. Thank you for being here.
You ain't got nothing else to do, you go listen.